Leo, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. This is a message for Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. I feel like we got this last week for you too. Go watch last week's video after this video if you like. This is good luck and a particularly wonderful time to take a leap of faith. Leo, let's put that there. This is a message for Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. It is an energy reading. So please take it where and how it resonates in your life. It's your message. This message comes to you when you are open and receptive to it. So it is timeless, but it casts for about a week out unless we get specific timelines revealed to us. That being said, there is a new video every single week. So please remember, if you love these videos, to subscribe to the channel and then ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. If you have a specific issue that you're dealing with and you just need personal attention with it, I do personal readings. So please go to my website and book and schedule the time that's right for you. That's bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. Let's go. Leo, God, please provide messages for Leo so that they know how to live their best life and make the healthiest choices and prosper and shine and grow. It's like this is surrounded. It's so cool. The configuration, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's so cool. So we have take a leap of faith, and grasshopper is, of course, a sign of luck and fortune. It's also a sign of really being of the conscious, right? Think of Jiminy Cricket. So really being in tune with your inner voice, which Leos are particularly good at anyway, since Leo rules the heart chakra. Your inner voice is actually not your voice. Your inner voice is God. Your inner voice is where your soul, which is that piece of God that God put in you when you decided to come to this planet, it's that voice that's talking to you. So it doesn't necessarily use words, but there's intuitive connection to it. So that's where Leos tend to be really strong, is following their heart. And their heart isn't about their feelings, their emotions, or even their ego. Their heart is about God. That's what it is. And so when you get this card, it's an energy of you are very connected with that right now, even it may be even more than usual. And there is that sense of fortune and luck. That's the way it plays out. That's what it looks like. But what's happening behind the scenes to make that function is you're extremely connected right now. And there's a lot of prosperity that could be coming from that connectivity. If all of us, that's right, I am saying, if all of us were always in perfect harmony and alignment at all times, we would live in utopia. Because it is possible to be, but it's like, is it possible on this earth with all the 3D getting in the way? Probably not, right? Because there's too much to shift, things don't sync up right, all of those complications. But to stay in tune with that voice is to be your best self. So here we have a really wonderful energy starting out the oh wow. So this card means a lot to me, because stag shows up to tell you that you're being touched, you're being almost activated. You're being given an assignment, and this assignment is something that God needs you to do. So this is take the lead, take a leap of faith and take the lead. You could be actually being called to a leadership position now, or simply, or not so simply, take the initiative. Like, go out, this hasn't been done before, get to it first. Like, and that's hard and that's scary because there's nothing else to go on. But Leo, it's like you're being tapped. Like, you're being tapped, you're being awakened. This is the moment to do it, to move forward, to take the initiative. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Then we have snake energy. Time to heal. This is also the energy of it is time to trample all of those toxins. It's time to trample whatever was keeping you sick. It's time to take the initiative with whatever you were struggling with. It could also be time to take sexual initiative or find that fire inside of you that needs to burst out. It's almost like something is about to erupt inside of you. It needs to come out. This is very creative energy. Okay, now we have the past and the future. Let's look at the past. Be peace. So either you're making peace with the past, or there's something that you made peace with a long time ago, and it's because you made peace with it, or you could, okay, so it's because you made peace with it that you're actually able to know exactly what to do, or recognize that this is the perfect time. I've got to, it's like, I feel comfortable with this. I've been comfortable with this for a while, and maybe you're just realizing that you're the only one that does, and you're really the front runner on this, which is probably why, if you've been getting any resistance, that's why, because maybe you don't even realize how unique it is, but it is your lot in life to create it or take the lead in creating it. And so if you've been feeling the wind hit in your face, it's because you're the leader here. Now, it could also be at some point in your past you were actually touched or had a very spiritual experience. This would have been with God's self, like almost like that just feeling of being completely surrounded by love and light and completely contented. Something that gave you a lot of peace, or just peace itself being your optimum goal. And if it's like nobody else is going to do it, then you're going to do it. And you're going to trample out anything that's threatening to poison it. Okay, that's what the presence of snake is. Be aware of the toxins so that you can purge them. And then we have there's always enough coming out in the future. So you will get support for whatever you're taking initiative on, and you will have the resources. This is like this sense of it's almost like I may not have everything in front of me now. I am not actually sure of anything right now, but what I'm sure of is that there will be resources are coming. So whether this is extremely spiritual or whether it's not spiritual at all, it could be about money, for God's sake. Leo, you are correct. This is the start of your message. Very important. You are absolutely correct that you should move forward with this energy, with this situation, with this project. You need to move forward with this regardless of all of the numbers and figures and data around. There's a sense of this is intuitive. Now, snake is it's not in Judeo-Christian traditions, but in most other traditions, snake is not the bad guy. Snake is very spiritual. It's very much an energy that can move between the spirit world and the real world. It's very it's very much almost like spirit made into reality. So this is basically saying that you are being guided here. You do know the way, and you are correct in going this way. And so even if it's scary, take the initiative and take the lead and move forward on this, because where you will be ending up, and relatively soon, this is Piscean energy. It could even be finances, because sometimes fish represents abundance and multiplying. So it could mean baby, it could mean just profit increase. It's just multiplying. There is always enough. There will always be enough. God wants you to know you're secured. So if that has been part of your fear holding you back, it's definitely time to take the initiative and trust your heart and what your heart is telling you. Okay, so let's get into more details. I got to get a moon card here. I am actually doing this reading on a full moon, during the Virgo full moon. It doesn't matter what time you're watching this. It could be 2 years after I upload it. Think back to the energy that was surrounding you and talking to you, speaking through you. February 24th of 2023. It's very important energy to you, which is why you're calling it in. That's really weird. But as I'm talking about the Virgo full moon and giving you the date of it, the Virgo full moon card falls out. There are 54 cards in the deck, and I'm not a freaking magician. So there's no way that card's just going to like happen to plop out. This is really kismet. Virgo full moon wants you to know you are good enough. And I think clearly something has made you question it, right? And it's made you wonder, is this even worth it? And I am 100%, you need to hear this, Leo. Please let me be the conduit for this. You are good enough. You will have enough. You are on God's mission, and 150,000, even if it's as simple as marrying the right person, or bringing a child into the world that deserves to exist, or starting a business that the world is going to need and see that it's productive. Whatever this is, whatever journey you are on, you are following your heart, and you need to keep listening to your heart. Let that be the loudest voice, and let it be so loud it drowns out everything else, because you are good enough and you don't have to make any changes. It's legitimately the shifts that have to shift around you. But ultimately, Leo, you have to keep walking for things to shift around you. You have to take the lead for things to shift. And that will make you feel, at least at this point in the game, maybe like a sacrificial lamb. That's not what you are at all. And you're not going to be left alone on this journey. So now let's get into the details. Now you have the spiritual message. Let's get into the details of your experience this week and the choices you may have to make. We have a little bit in the past, standing alone. This is Virgo energy. This is in the past. So there was something quite lucrative or valuable, really feeling secure and certain about your value in the past. God is saying that prosperity is going to return. There is a full cycle here. But this is the not too distant past. A year, maybe 2 years, the tops. This isn't like your childhood. And then it's coming back around to say, guess what? Virgo, because for me, the Nine of Pentacles is Virgo, for me. So it's coming back again. It's like, you are good enough. Your abundance is coming back. It's turning back on. I don't know. So what's turned it off? It's almost like you just know that you have to go through this dark time, but this is not your permanent. And if you are feeling that light calling to you, it's because that's what's real. That is 100% what's real. So right now, this is a time, so we have four of cups. It's almost like somebody has too much to choose from, or there's too much of a selection, or it's almost like somebody hasn't really noticed you, or maybe people haven't really noticed you, and it's going to take a while for them to do so. Could be 4 days, could be 4 weeks. I do not think this is 4 years out. This will turn around this year. But it's almost saying, because we have this full moon energy and doing the reading now, there's a sense of maybe something that you haven't looked at, or the right offer just came into you. But because it's the Four of Cups, it's like it softly came into you. So I don't think you would have, or at this point, can identify with, this is what you've been looking for, this is what you've been waiting for. But there is something that you've at least touched upon, or that has been in the back of your mind, that is 100% your way out and your way to prosperity again. So let's try to get more specifics on that for Leo. to guide them through this kind of frustrating. Okay, there's a lot of choices available to you right now. There's a lot of shit flying around out there. And it's like a sandstorm blocking people's view of you. Right? And that's why they're distracted and why you feel so left behind and rejected. Right? That's what's going on. There, like, it's almost like a veil has been put over you or what you do, or there's just a lot of confusion coming from you. You've gotten very distracted lately. I don't know if there's a lot of drinking going on or a lot of tomfoolery or fuckery. It doesn't have to be yours, but it's some energy, right? And it's almost like maybe you haven't wanted to see it. You haven't wanted to look at it. You've wanted to detach yourself. Could be emotionally that you've decided to do this. Detach yourself as well. But ultimately, this is what you're overcoming. This is what you're overcoming. And maybe it's because you're pointing this out that there's such friction. But it's almost like there's a return after people have, it's almost like an orbit. It's after, like, you've gone, people have pulled far away from you, that somebody's starting to come back into the fold, or you're starting to be pulled back into the fold. Can we get a timeline on this? Because it's really important that we understand it. A little bit in the future. There's there's still a lot of responsibilities and burdens, could even be debts that you will be carrying. I don't think it's 10 months, could be 10 weeks. No. It's almost like it's gotten really, really difficult to feel successful or to feel like you've been carrying the weight on your shoulders. You've been doing too many everybody else's shit, or you've been paying for other people's stuff. It's like you've gotten too many burdens on you. But so what is the time frame here? March. There's heartbreak here. Some sort of heartbreak with regards to motherhood, maternity, work that you've been doing, taking too much on, or prosperity. But I asked for a timeline. God. So what do you want us to know here? What's going to happen? There's some shit that just wasn't working out. It's like it's almost like time. What are you trying to tell us here? Stop working so hard. Cancerian energy is here. I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm a little lost here. Hold on. Give me a second, though. I'll figure the answers for you guys. Being able to move on, wanting to go into a different direction, maybe even a new home. There was a lot of burdens put on you. I don't think you realized how much you were paying for some other people, or how much responsibility you were really taking on for somebody else in your life that you just thought was worth it and taken care of. And ultimately now there's movement on from that. And after you let go of that and move away from that, you're actually going to start moving forward again. Like, it's almost like, stop settling. You are good enough. Don't let somebody else's prosperity get you down, or feel like you're a burden on them, or feel like in some ways you have to stay close to them. I think that this would be a bad decision for you. There is movement here. The Chariot is here, like, take this, go forward, move forward. Even if you're afraid, keep driving forward, because you will, whatever heartache this is. I feel like it's financial that's really scaring you right now, but ultimately, it may not be that. But ultimately there's just this sense of, it's okay, I can keep moving. You will make it past this. But I don't know why you're talking then, God, about timeline. It could be July, because you have 7 and 7 here. So you could be the 7th month. You could be struggling until then, but then there will be progress forward. So that's why God wants you to keep going on, like moving forward. And it's almost like, even though you aren't sure this is it, it's like, take action on something. Say it out loud. Promise. Make a commitment. move forward, make the decision to move and move forward. I keep hearing that over and over again. Even though things aren't clear, you'll be able to improvise and figure things out as you go. In fact, you won't be able to figure things out unless you move forward, because that's the only way the road's going to clear and you're going to get the perspective that you need. So you really need to get out of your current situation, even though your next situation isn't that clear. Take the initiative, take the lead, and know that you will be able to handle this as you go. Let's go to the extended. I hope you'll come with me. I'll see you guys there.